Hello everybody. Today I am doing the first video which resumes the Karen Plays Your Deck series in which, I, Karen, play your deck. Nothing more complicated than that, but we are featuring the deck of Rickster78, which is called X Rodriguez, Wolf of the Friendly Arena. Let me make just doubly sure that I have the right deck. Yep, that'll be it. And yeah, so let me talk about this deck a little bit, and then I'll put up a game. We can, play some Keyforge. But I guess the main thing that I see here is all of these multiples, right? We've got triple Ardent Hero with 25 creatures. Okay, like it's basically huge amount of creatures and many, many multiples. So we've got 3 Ardent Heroes. We've got 3 Citizen Shricks with a Spoils, which is pretty nice. Axiom, double Axiom of Grisk definitely complements that. The Spoils can maybe coat our line in some Amber. Master of Grey does a little bit of Amber negation, maybe getting some pips out of the way. We only have 6 pips ourselves, so we'll have to be very judicious about how we reap. We have a Reclaimed, which is really, really good for a high creature deck, to knock out like a Key of Dis, or just kind of like if somebody's trying to like encoder on you. I found that a lot of the time, when I have a creature heavy deck, it just takes a little bit to set up, so sometimes something like encoder early can really, really put you in a bad place, especially here we've got a 0.9 speed. Granted, some of that is negative with the double Axiom, but I think it depends on board state, but it's nice to have a clear. So it's very rare that a 25 creature deck has 2 clears and R, so that's pretty cool. The other thing I want to point out here is we've got double Resurgence, which is going to come in handy to either cycle back into our Saurian that we can use to kind of fuel our Patronage play. Patronage is a really nice card, which I don't see around much in kind of high-level decks. I think it could easily be in them, but it's, move half of the Amber from a creature to your pool, rounding up, and then move the remaining to your opponent's pool, rounding down. So you get 1 more Ember than your opponent, but it's a lot better than, capturing it and then having yourself in the situation where your opponent just gets it all back, and possibly gets back more because the Saurians are exalting. So it can really put you in some good situations here. If I have a complaint that I'm trying to, mitigate, it's that I would kill for like a Commandeer in the Sanctum, just kind of more capture. We have 17 Amber control, though. We have the Master of the Grey, and Ludo with the Saurian is going to be absolutely lovely. And the Sanctum definitely wants to fight, which is going to complement that Gorvanal. I think that's all that I have to say for now. Let's give it a go. Try to get a game going. I'll put one up. Maybe we try it in... I gotta upload this thing. Maybe we try it in casual first. What's the sass on this thing? That's 82. Yeah, no, I can't put that in casual. Where are our enhancements? You get to watch this lovely process. We've got a damage on the Untamed and 2 draws in Sanctum. Cool. Okay, so successfully. Yeah, I would open game in casual, but I'll put it in competitive. Hopefully we move nice and quick here. Put that up and we'll go through the list a little bit while we wait for somebody to come in. Other things I'm looking at, Burning Glare is really nice against Mass Mutation, being able to stun all of the mutants. Double Octavia for more capture. Cool. I was afraid I was going to have to, that would be long enough where I'd have to cut the video. Okay. Good luck. Have fun. Let's see what we're up against here. We're up against a untamed Logos Dis. Double Mark of Dis, double Gateway. We don't want to see double Gateway, and double Infernus. Oh boy, no big deal. Starting off hot here. The Untamed is a little weaker in that deck. It does have Resurgence. They have a Lost in the Woods. The Logos barely has any C. So outside of the two gateways, they actually don't have much C. That'll be the thing that I have to really exploit here. Unfortunately, they have double Mark of Dis in the same, house with the gateways, so it could be potentially problematic. I'm going to mulligan here. And I'll first turn a Baldric. A little bit of a bluff playing the Baldric, because I can't really follow up by by using it. Probably wisest to go Untamed here. Sometimes people freak out and gateway the Baldric, because, it's an Amber game. Got double Shreks. I'll need them to produce a bit of Amber here. I don't see a way to play around the marks with this deck, I have to play the creatures. Probably shuffle back Pismire and Baldric, leave Floof, and maybe Munchling and Groupthink to their own deck. Yep. Okay, so Lost in the Woods is gone, which means we have 2 more destruction cards left in deck here. Rapid Evolution makes Munchling 5 power, and then Quicksand destroys both. That's not bad for us. We can play double Citizen Shreks. It's a steal. Octavia and Siren Horn. Untamed again from them. Probably doing some hand shaping. Like I said, their Untamed is a little subpar compared to the rest of the deck. So it's actually kind of bad news for us that they're opening up so much Untamed, because it means late game is going to be all Logos Dis, which is, well played on their part. But maybe I can exploit the situation a little bit. It's really tough, because no matter what I do, I'm walking into Mark Gateway. Having, this many creatures, I think can be super good, but it can also be, not even in a bad way, just be one-dimensional in a certain respect, when you have this many eggs in one basket. Diametric Charge. That's kind of good news for us. But again, all of this gateway stuff coming, Mark Gateway stuff coming late, can be very painful. They're staying low Amber until they can, Mark and Gateway, probably. What do I want to do? I feel pretty crucial turns, but I don't actually know how to maximize them. Probably wise to use my Sanctum to fight off both of those Logos guys. I can fight off the mutants without taking damage, which is cool. How many draw enhancements do they have? List. Not many. So they're coming from the Cronus. Yeah, so just from the Cronus. Maybe the Pismire is better to kill then. Okay, Scout is great. I missed this when I was doing my initial scan. With this many creatures, Scout is so good. I can use the Ardent Heroes with Skirmish. Or something else. But unfortunately, we might get a painful turn here. Waking Nightmare. Snarette. Infernus captures and purges both cards in my discard, probably. Which will be Resurgence and Baldric, but no pips. Only 6 pips in my deck here, so, or in Rick's deck. Okay, so they purged from their own to purge Rapid Evolution and Quicksand, valuing getting my Amber down more than anything else here. Okay, so 4 Amber. They've protected their Cronus. I mean, I guess that's... Yeah, I guess that makes sense. The Untamed feels obvious here, but it allows that Mark Gateway, which is like definitely going to happen at this point. I mean, anything allows it, but then it gives them a choice of all 3 houses. I could Reap and Saurian to steal 2. I think the Untamed turn is too good to not take. Remainder of the turn, 2 friendly creatures gain Skirmish, then fight with those creatures one at a time. Okay. So they both have Soul Keeper. Means that it's going to take out my 5 and my 6, so I might as well damage them. In the process of doing that. I could discard my Untamed. Yeah, I think that that's the way to go here, because the marks are going to be so painful. And at least if they mark me here, they can do it in Saurian. Like, I have a 2/2/2. I could kind of play any house. I would have rather have not drawn the Untamed, but that's likely. Like, 2/2/2s are more likely with what I just did, so. Gateway with no mark. I guess it doesn't matter whether I played them or not in my calculations here. The only thing you could make an argument for otherwise is that I played the Saurian turn, but... We'll definitely give this deck more games. This could just be a kind of poor matchup. When you're playing a 25 creature deck, you don't want to see double mark, double gateway. Draw enhancement on the Ardent Hero draws me into Master of the Gray, which is pretty sweet. They're going to get first key, but it's a long game. Now, Lost in the Woods is gone, Gateway is gone. Now there's 1 Gateway left in deck out of 19 cards. Which means... a 1 in 4 chance of them having it. Diametric Charge does not resolve the Amber bonus because of Master of the Gray, neither does Universal Keylock. This guy could be a problem. I might go Sanctum just to stun him. Resurgence could be nice. Do I have anything? Yeah, I have like 2 mutants here. I could also like load up my Saurian turn. Kind of multiple ways to play that angle there. Okay, so I could bring back the Saurian and have a nice spoils play. I refuse to be marked into Untamed. They could mark me into Sanctum, that would suck. But I kind of want them to generate at least a little bit of Amber. A really kind of ideal thing here would actually be the second Mark Gateway to give me like a meh turn in Sanctum, but because they put the Keylock down, we're looking at a situation where I have some time, and like I can let them kind of stack up some Amber for me to steal. They play Grim Reminder to archive all disc creatures, which puts 3 cards in their archives. I really wish TCO listed them because I can't like check back in the discards for it. I know technically speaking I should know, but it would be really nice if they listed on Grim Reminder which creatures got brought back. Yeah, so Sanctum, this could definitely be worse. This is sort of what we were hoping for. Stun an enemy creature or each mutant. So I'm going to stun an enemy creature and stun Group Think Tank. Because to deal 4 to each creature that shares a neighbor is going to be really bad when I try to put out the Saurian. Now we've got this beautiful 6-card Saurian. It would be cool if they rushed some Amber here. Rumblebird, Ghost Hawk to unstun and reap. That's going to give me 3 Amber to steal at the very least. Trimble each mutant, so I got to remember my mutants have skirmish too. And Fendangle is super not ideal. I can't really. I mean, I could technically fight with the Sanctum, but I think the smarter move is to play all my Saurian. They do have the Group Think Tank. If they use it, though, they need, like, I would actually kind of 6 of 1 with me having the Ludo. Octavia, spoils. I'm gonna hold spoils. Yeah. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, we're looking at an almost certain Mark Gateway now. Or the Nvidias. It would be pretty dope if they didn't have Mark Gateway, though. Or if they, like, toss Gateway, because they're like, ooh, Fandangle. That would win us some time. That's just Gateway, though, no Mark, which is pretty sweet. Of course, Naret comes out. Infernus. Did I, like, imagine a second Mark of this? I don't think so. No. Oh, they played it, though. I was like playing around a second one. I'll be honest, I'm not sure when they played that. I know that sounds a little dumb, but maybe they played them both in one turn. Okay, plays Mark. Yeah, they played them both twice in a row there. I missed. Huh, it's interesting that they would play both of them there. Yeah, I just missed the, because like TCO duplicates that text. Really falling behind here. Gotta kill Snorat. Oh no. I was hoping to draw the Patronage or one of the artifact destructions. I mean the Reclaimed. That would have been cool. I have a destroyed steel 1 in Untamed. I'll probably just play my Untamed. They're going to cycle deck, which makes the mark back, puts both marks back in play. Might be worth clearing because of that guy. Yeah. I don't like, well, they just cycle deck, so I can kill Infernus a little safer. Spoils. Capture another one in there. I can play Untamed and get rid of the key lock. Plays Resurgence. Double Flumph. Still think I go Untamed here. Destroy. Key lock. They don't have that many enhancements in this deck, and 2 of them are on the artifacts. The destroyed steel 1 will be kind of cool with the Axiom, if I can do that. Or they could just mark me. I can't believe I was playing around a mark that wasn't there. It didn't really impact the game though, because they did have the gateway, so it didn't really matter. Okay. Kind of want to go Saurian, unless of course you can kill him as well. Soulkeeper on to Xenobeast. These Infernuses are going to be the death of me. You think it wouldn't be that big of a deal in a deck with this few pips, but it's just, I don't know. This deck is kind of going to be slow, so the Infernuses can kind of eat you alive because it's slow. So here's what we do. Capture 1 by fighting. Then I can Axiom and steal 1. Then I can use Patronage on my guy for 2 amber, or I can use it on theirs for 1, which would be kind of cool. I think I'll take the 2 though. So 1 to them, 2 to me. I imagine in a game where you're undisrupted, you can really do some amazing things with that Patronage, where you're like capturing so much via spoils, like, and then you're just like, or like if you have a ton on a Shrix. Eclectic archives 2 cards. One mark is gone. Both gateways a deck. 2 cards in archive. QMX. They forgot to use their artifacts, their Fission Bloom, to double the pips on any of that, I imagine. Nothing complex about this turn here. Give the 2 assault to the Thero. I do have an Axiom. Logos is not good for me. Their own orb is going to kind of hurt them though. Creeps with all of them, stun them all. So much Logos. Do I use my Axiom though, because frankly they really only have 3 creatures. I don't think I do yet. Go Sanctum. Capture 2. And we'll have Baldric. A little bit of a marathon here, but I think that's kind of what this deck does. The Mark Gateway stuff keeping me disrupted. Like I said from the beginning here, it's going to be a problem. Yeah. Grim reminder to archive all the discs. Yeah, I don't think this one's going to go our way. It's alright. I'll definitely give this at least a second game here. Oh no. Let's see what we were up against. '83 SAS. 18 creature control, which is kind of the opposite of what we want to see. Yeah, we want to see things with like low C, regardless of what they do. The amount of recursion is really something too. It's a nice mass mutation deck. I'm comfortable conceding here. So. Yeah, we'll definitely play another one here with this deck. I forgot to ask if it's okay if I record. Well, I guess I'm allowed to record. Ooh. The T key on my keyboard is broken, so I gotta copy paste the T here. Okay, no recording. Actually, no. Okay. I should put that on recording on the thing. It's the first time I've had anybody say no on that. Interesting. But respect people's wishes. Let's open up the spreadsheet of decks here. So this is the team event. I want to get to play your deck. Responses. Lots of responses. Lots of these are older. I still want to get to them, especially for patrons. Let's see who put out down recently. Okay, so we've got decks from Sora, HS, Dinobot, Murph, Quick Draw, and Sergio Santos. This one's 5-1-1 in Newton in STE2. That's cool. Shout out to Swindle Team. But I'm having trouble winning in competitive. Okay. First Keyforge deck ever opened by Murph. And it has a Swindle. Dinobot. I think this deck has some winning lines. Oh, one just got submitted as we're talking here. Hi, I've chosen to support you on Patreon. Okay. And we have one from Ketzer here, which just got submitted like 2 seconds ago. Somehow managed to pull one of the highest SAS Dark Tidings deck. It's by far the highest rated deck I own at 89, but not sure I fully get how to best pilot it. Let's take a look at that while we're waiting. Hopefully we get somebody in soon. That's not the right link. Triple Eddie. That's weird. SAS is weird sometimes. Like SAS likes particular cards, and it'll just give you a ton of stats for them. I see a lot of like multiples. I can see why it would be maybe tough to win with that. I'll talk about after this game. And I'll give that deck its own series, of course. Good luck, have fun. Okay. Do I want to keep this? Probably not. I don't like having spoils this early, but let's look at their list. Final analysis, which we do have to worry about, but we get to draw a ton of cards off of final analysis, so depends on the situation. Could be good for us. Double phase shift, double PI Sweven. Static charge, which I should be careful about my line formation, like don't put the Shrixes next to each other. Sabotage mission, call me out in the comments if I put the Shrixes next to each other. Z-Force with a ton of upgrades. With a Triska. No massive way to archive those, so it's, it'd have to be a kind of a lucky draw. Double Spark Fist with Call of the Void is actually pretty nice. It has Effigy, which is cool. Under Pressure. Yeah, that's a nice Dark Tidings deck. I think we have a much better chance in this game than the last one, so hopefully we can get a win. I'm going to call it a night. It's been a long day for me, but I do want to at least get this one win. Call of the Void exhausts Ardent Hero. Poor Ardent Hero. And killed by a second Call of the Void, and Effigy is played. Effigy is such a cool card, and it's actually a problem for me, because I do have Artifact Control. I have the Reclaimed, but it's if there are 6 or more Awakening counters, which you get when my creatures reap on it, you move it to a flank, and it becomes a creature with 100 power and 100 armor. The text box is considered blank. Probably go Untamed here. I'm gonna damage the Flume. Discard Resurgence. Draw into a second Axiom. Some brutal draws here. Part of playing a slow deck, though, is managing those bad hands. Oh, wow. Sabotage Mission, and then each upgrade played is going to get an Amber off of Dix Kagar, or however you say it. That is really super not ideal. So Sabotage Mission's played, and then, yeah, it gets 2 Amber for this, and then 1 for the Amber Vac. Ah, man. Do I really want to use an Axiom right now? It might be good to just go Untamed, actually. Save this stuff for, like, higher value. Or I could Axiom it. I think I need to move some cards. Patronage here. How heavy are we looking at creature-wise? Wow, why is it so slow? There we go. Could be bad. Probably do want to hold my other Axiom. Sucks to like take chains and then hold a card, but can't give away a board clear that easily here. Spark Fist. Fight. Stun and exhaust the creature that Spark Fist fights with Skirmish. Fugaroo is going to make me draw 1 less. Play a Citizen to steal. Keep the Saurians away from each other. It'd be nice if they like played a huge creature flood board. Like all that Star Alliance and just and then I get to play my Axiom. But it's pretty unlikely. They'll probably have some logos. They could play both of their Swevens, and then I could board clear them. Oh, never mind, we go Brain Drain. I get to see my awesome hand here. What do you even hit if you're them? Maybe like the Squire, because it has a draw enhancement? Yeah, there you go. I didn't want that anyway. You can go Untamed. Purge the Effigy. No 100 power creatures for you today. I know what I'll draw, which isn't going to help me, so I should probably fight, actually. And fight the Spark Fist. Okay. We've got 4 cards of one house. We're flying. We are flying. Double draw enhancement too? Z-Force with an Officer's Blaster and a and an X-Ray Blaster. Help me. Say the words right. Z-Ray Blaster and a Z-Particle Tracker. 10 power, no big deal. And they get Amber on it. That now becomes a big deal. Okay. How'd they do that? Cap enhancement on one? Yeah, cap enhancement. Okay. Well, we can stun it. Gonna need to stun it. We can get Ardent Hero on either flank. Not drawing anything, but the stun is huge. Absolutely huge. Maybe a final analysis. Anomaly Exploiter plays Binary Moray. Phase Shift. Phase Shift puts another upgrade on the C-Force. Oh lord. We play the Master of Grey out under taunt. I can kill the Sweven at least. Z-Force cannot do damage to my Ardent Heroes, so I'm actually going to start to do a bit of damage here, so that I can maybe knock it out on a subsequent turn. Because the Axiom isn't going to help me. Now I can do enough damage with my Thero, which is really crucial here. Reaps with Binary Moray. To archive a card. Final analysis could be a lot worse for me, actually. I get to get the card draw benefit of that. Play more of your beautiful Logos cards for me to devour. Phase Shift allows them to play a non-Logos card, which will be a Frigorific Rod. Is it cold here, or is it just you? Hey, this is one of those cards that has a character that we don't know yet. Sybil Waymare. Maybe a future Sanctum guy. So, the book is to always kill a Sweven, but there's no way that he can go Logos, right? Because if he goes Logos, he has no Logos cards. He's only going to draw 3 cards off of the Sweven. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm not that terrified of a Logos turn, to the point that I need to play an Axiom. Let's steal some Amber. Don't play the Strixes next to each other. I promised at the beginning of this game to not let the Strixes touch. Play Siren Horn on this guy. No. Oh, it's so hard to hold this Axiom, because it would be so satisfying to ward a Strix and kill that thing. It would be so satisfying. They do draw one. They do draw, so I feel like I'm better off there. Static Charge. No. I tried so hard to avoid. I guess I should have put the Strixes next to each other to avoid that in this particular case. I don't know. We will steal, reap and steal though. Save a Strix. Yeah, I played that totally wrong. I should have played the Strixes next to each other. I thought so much about like it early when I was thinking about like line formation, as if I'm gonna have a million creatures, you know, like keep them distant, you know. But so I just kind of did it out of instinct. With that said, we're not in the worst place here. They're just gonna get like 3 Amber popped off for free, though. Spark Fist. Oh, to have a reclaimed. I have Skirmish to get rid of that poison. Oh my god. Under pressure here. Exhaust him. Okay, I do get a key though, which I paid dearly for. Fight with the Strix to kill Spark Fist. Do I take the Tide? Unfortunately, I think at this point I take the Tide. So I can threaten a check on the Mecha Buoy. Brain Drain takes my Resurgence. Probably the best pick. Rod Exhaust Whip. That's gonna be it, actually. I can't cover the check. I guess I could try to use this fight ability. To add Resurgence to my hand and move Bulwark to the bottom. Next, I just don't have any Amber control in Untamed, which is where I need it right now. You could like fuel up for other turns, but unfortunately, yeah, this one's just not going to go our way either. We will Flumph, because why not? If I'm going to die, I shall Flumph. I can't help but think that, like, if I had gotten an early hand like this, that I would win this game. Like, this one wasn't so distant. The last one I had no chance because of the marks and the gateways. But maybe we get a rematch. Maybe we get a rematch. Let's try. Try one more. Give me another chance. I'll do better. Alright, come on. This one is ours. 100%. Guaranteed. Can't fail. Look, we got the answer. We got the answer for the first turn, Swevin. None of that. None of that. We not get both axioms in opening hand again? Okay, the upgrades are not good. What do I do with this hand? Having a lot of fun with this deck, whether or not I win this game. But I did guarantee it though, so gotta get that win. We'll put some Amber on the Gorvenal, which could set up a more productive Axiom. It's probably the way to do this. That does give them a two-sided Triska, but I don't know. Use Reclaimed on the Rod. I can boot that for a damage. Do I even think about playing Resurgence? I mean, like holding Resurgence, I mean? Probably not. Probably too early to think about that. And we can board with some Sanctum. Next turn. I think when I am thinking about how I would improve with this deck, or perhaps what the deficiency is for me, at least in my playstyle, is that like I'm looking at this hand and I have no Amber control, you know, and I know that that can happen in any deck, but it's like I can't pop off for a million. I feel like almost regardless of the kind of plays I make, like I have a 10-card hand, and there's no like big play to be made. The big play seems to be the Saurian, but it is very draw dependent. I am going to play the Sanctum to try to keep the board going. But like here, I find myself like just getting jammed up with a lot of hands, and I'm not sure how to unjam them. Unfortunately, yeah, this Triska's just gonna go off. My path to win here, though, really has more to do with me playing this Untamed, I think, next turn, as bad as that turn feels, and hoping to draw, like, a ton of Saurian. Well, not a ton, but, you know, get myself a couple more Shrixes, or, like, a Spoils, or, you know what I mean, like that kind of stuff. But, like, Triska is just a problem. I can keep both of these Unfathomable alive, which makes the Triska... Like, that's actually kind of the best thing that could have happened. Like, they didn't rush a ton. Okay. I'm gonna go Flume next to this guy. I'm actually gonna keep the Taunt spot open? Maybe? Question mark? Yeah. Okay, so double Shrix, that could be worse. Like, this is a playable Saurian now. Steal 2, clear board, other than the Triska. It might not be worth using the Axioms. I can't toss both. Maybe toss one. Play the Shrixes on opposite sides to avoid the static charge. Triska goes up to 1,000,000. 7 power, 2 armor. But an absolute Voltron that kind of isn't worth killing. Kind of is. The Axiom can't get it anymore. Then with the cap enhancements, it's really bad for the Axiom. Z-Force. Okay, now the Axiom is looking more juicy. Yeah, we absolutely need to use it. Okay, well we can steal 2 and clear board. That should be good to some extent. Again, there's nothing I can do to prevent Shrix. Shrix on Shrix. They have a 5-card hand. I think I risk it and toss this Axiom. This is kind of nice. If they kill the Shrixes, I get to Resurgence them with the Ludo. If they don't, then I have 2 Shrixes. And I can bring back a huge Untamed line. This could be very good. This is where it all changes, guys. Have a Star Alliance call. Oh no. At least all the upgrades are... The Ditskagar in this deck, or however you say that. Darkgagar? Darkscar. It rhymes with Rumsrix. Ambervac on that. We've seen better days here on the Karen Brown YouTube channel. I do think this deck is fun, though, and I can see why it was kind of handed to me here. It's really fun to try to make these plays work, because when your hands line up, the Saurian is like absolutely explosive, right? Because you like put down all those Shrixes, and then you spoils a battle, and then you Axiom. It's like a one-sided board clear. And I could see like in the matchup where that happens. Like I definitely like want to make it work, and I think that's one of the really fun things about Keyforge. It's like sometimes something doesn't sometimes your deck isn't the best deck in the world, but you super just want to make it work, because it's fun. Like, okay, so I don't actually, well, I need to kill it because the Amber Vac. Okay, so here's what we do. We play a Resurgence. And I'm actually going to bring back my Untamed and try to board. That might be my win condition here, is like just trying to board. And then I can use the Scout to fight with the Citizen Shrix, which has Skirmish now to deal 3, and then I can damage it with the damage enhancement to pop it for the last to prevent all of those bad feelings. Of the Amber Vac. Like, it's at least hard. Like, I can tell that he's taking, like, when I do put out some creatures, I can tell he's taking turns to, like, prevent that. I know he doesn't have much C. He's also dealing with a 5-card hand, which is nice for us. And we can potentially steal 2 and gain 1 off the Patronage, putting down a Ludo next turn. All is not lost here. Binary Moray comes in ready off of the Triska. Just accepting that the Triska is not worth killing is one of the most difficult things about this game, but you can disagree. Feel free to disagree in the comments. But I just don't like the amount of resources invested in killing it would be my entire turn, and I'm already behind, so it seems unwise. Considering like I can take much better turns. And like a free Reap is not good, but that's where it's going to be at this point. Okay, Static Charge goes here. Is unfortunate. But we'll be able to get the Amber off of the Shrix though, with the Patronage. So we can Ludo. I absolutely think that I just take this turn as intended here. Put the counter on the Effigy. If we're gonna lose, maybe we can at least see a 100 power creature with 100 armor. That'd be fun. That's check for second key though. Come on, come on, come on. With the spoils! Let's go! Let's go. We can do this. We can do this. What are my 4 cards remaining? 4 cards remaining. So yeah, I'll want to take the Saurian turn, because the Sanctum will come down. Oh, Keylock. Come on, come on, come on. Binary Moray Reaps to archive a card. Phase Shift allows them to play 1 non-Logos card. They go to Triska, which will let them use the Krakoa to fight off Ludo. Very smart. Mecha Buoy. I might want to let them have the key at 9. Playing the Sanctum. Like I can let them do the Mecha Buoy thing. Or I can like Reap to steal 1 and capture 2 Amber. I think I like the Sanctum better, even though I know I'm like going against potentially good hand shaping stuff here. But we can play some Sanctum. That gives me some board at least. Give Baldric the assault damage. And make them pay 9 on the key at least. And then I'm still checking at 6 now, which is nice. So, ideally they don't check. And I can play my Saurian, but hold the spoils. I'm also going to steal one at the beginning of my turn. Unless they kill this guy. Yeah, so they'll use that to destroy. Makes sense. I could go Sanctum. I kind of want my Octavias down, though. Like, I want to like put those on the board so that I can have a super meaningful spoils. Brain Drain might change the turn a lot. They might actually Brain Drain the spoils, because, like, I mean, it's not going to be... I don't want to use it yet anyway, so that could be kind of ideal. Maybe the gray, but I feel like they'll take the spoils. Thero. Interesting. Okay, so that turns this into a Sanctum call for me, I think. Moray Reaps. Yeah. I don't know. You know what makes this tough? And this could definitely be a playstyle thing for me. But this deck doesn't have like kind of ping damage, right? Like I can't like do 2 to something that I need to do 2-2. And that's mostly done with creatures, which can then like you have to play them and then they do a thing. So like it's a bit slower than being able to like, you know, pop a creature randomly. Like just like a couple, like if this deck had like, I know it's not the right house, but like 2 Wail of the Damned or something, right? Or I could just like, you know, pop like one thing or the other. But like I feel like if I use creatures to fight, I'm not generating Amber, right? And then if I don't use creatures to fight, then they get a board. And I don't know what the right kind of course of action is in that kind of situation. I think I go Sanctum here. And I have 2 cards to draw. I'll decide whether to take the Tide at the end of the turn. Keeping things away from the static charge. Okay. Before fight. So I can kill Sparkfist and not take any damage. But I want... Oh wait, no, I can kill Krakoa. And I need to trigger Baldric the Bold first to gain 2. The Assault destroys. Then we can use Zealot to fight Sparkfist. And just rebreathe. I'm going to take the Tide now, which will exhaust Moray. It'll also put me on check. And I have spoils. They call Logos. Ready Moray, take the Tide for 3 chains. Moray fights Master of the Gray. I wish I could have protected her better. but there was no way to do that. If they can't check, it might be better to go Sanctum and just rush than to play defense. If they check, then I have to. I have to do this. Anomaly Exploiter destroys Flume. PI Sweven comes in ready to draw 3 cards. I'm gonna have to take the Tide again, I think. What do they have in the way of Amber control? Not much. Novu archives Teresa. Final analysis. That's kind of good news for us. Depending on how crazy this gets. They are up to 13 cards in hand, though. Oh, my inability to kill that Triska. It is possible that I check here and they just don't have an answer to it, though. Which would be crazy. But they have 11 cards in hand. Cap in hand. Now I can't check anymore. Okay. The game is definitely not over, though. Okay, so I can go Thero Centurion, captures 1. I'm going to play Ludo, spoils to cap onto Ludo. And the reason I capture onto Ludo is I want to be able to ward Ludo. If I take the Tide, I don't draw at all. Oh, I don't draw at all either way. Then take the Tide, I say. I can capture 2 here. You can make an argument that I should have exalted. I mean, I should have captured and then captured again with Octavia. But I like warding the Ludo when they only have 1 of each house, especially with like poison on board. It'd be pretty easy to kill it. We're looking at 14 cards though, so you know they probably can kill. I don't know. They'd have to have both Call of the Voids. Yeah, okay. They kill Thero. They play Spark Fist. They will take the Tide. Screwed up Tide, he says. I see. Fugaru comes in. Fight. Oh, I see. He would have had the play to do it. That's sad. Exhausts Ludo. Call of the Void destroys Ludo. No! I was so close. Oh my god, I was so close. Oh, no. Oh, I tried. I tried. I tried really hard. This is a really fun deck. So let's talk about it for a second before I close out today. Oh. This one was on my Discord. Okay. So, what do I have to say about it? 150 effective power is fun. That is the first thing I want to say about it. That is just pure fun Keyforge. The only reason I was upset about losing is I was kind of rooting for the deck. You know, I'm like, okay, like, all I need to do is line up this perfect Saurian play, but, you know, the not having archiving or, like, speed makes it very draw dependent how things are going to go. Things that I could do better, I think I could think better about line formation, like where the Ardent Heroes end up can really matter for protecting the Shrixes. I think that would come with time. I'm maybe undervaluing Master of Grey, but I never know when I'm going to get it, so like you can't, you know, kind of prepare. So that's tough with slow decks. You kind of need to get used to like which cards are super important. I think sticking a Master Grey under Taunt, which I did a few times, could be valuable. I also think like the Untamed could kind of go off with the triple flume thing. Yeah, I think like an early Untamed board could be really, really nasty because it would flow you naturally into the Saurian Sanctum, which really complement each other. I stand by my statement in the beginning that this deck would be very much changed by having significant Amber control in the Sanctum, like having a Commandeer, or like a Scrivener Fabian, just like ways to really like take them off of check. Really, we only have a Squire. And like, you know, I'd trade one of those Ardent Heroes for a Commandeer, or like having a big board response in Sanctum with like a Radiant Truth or something, or even just like a burst, right? Like the Sanctum feels like the house that I'm like, I don't know quite how to make the most of it, but it's also very effective once it's on board, which we saw a few times. So with that said, very much enjoyed it. Rickster, if you're watching, I hope that you feel better. He's been dealing with a good amount. I'm not going to go super into it on video, but, you know, definitely wish you the best. I hope you enjoyed this video and it made, you know, times a little bit easier. You know, message me if you liked it. Don't message me if you hated it. Have a good night, everybody.